Hey friends, for this video, you are going to need your math notebook and your pencil to start out with. So go get that stuff real quick and we're going to make some notes in here and then I'll tell you what you're going to need after that. So pause and go get that stuff. All right, go ahead and open up to our foldable on page 93 from yesterday where we wrote down equality. And remember yesterday we talked about how equality is talking about equal and not equal within different expressions. And we talked about expressions using just the numbers and the symbols. And then we also talked about an equation. And we said an equation is where it uses the equal sign. And that's the difference between the expression and the equation, the equal sign. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today is our equations. So go ahead and take your flip chart. We're going to open it up and we're going to write in this middle part today. So go ahead and move your notebook and we're going to write the word equation. My pencil broke, sorry. So go ahead and pause and write that down, and then we're going to add notes as to what an equation is based on what we talked about yesterday. All right, so an equation is a number sentence that uses the equal sign. Equal, equation, they start the same. That's how we can remember it. So it uses the equal sign to show that two expressions have the same value. So go ahead and pause and let's write that down. So then I wrote some examples and I wrote an equation for each operation. So for addition, I did 5 plus 3 equals 8. 5 minus 3 equals 2. 5 times 3 equals 15. And 15 divided by 3 equals 5. And that equal sign is kind of like the middle of my balance scale. I have 5 plus 3 on this side. I have 8 on this side. Well, 5 plus 3 is 8, so 8 equals 8. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 equals 2. So my balance scale would be equal. So make sure you have that written down, and then we're going to add one more note to this. So sometimes with equations, they're using variables or letters. So an example would be 40 equals 20 plus n, where we don't know what n is yet. We haven't solved for it. Or n plus 8 equals 12. So those would be ones where you're using variables, and then you would solve same way as before. If I have 40 on this side of my balance beam and then I have 20 plus n, well, 20 plus what would balance or equal 40? 20. 20 plus 20 equals 40. So for that one, n would be 40. Same thing on this one. If I have n plus 8 on this side and 12 on this side, what would n be to make it balanced? 4. So I could also do inverse operation. I said 4 plus 8 equals 12, or I could do the opposite. 12 minus 8 equals 4. All right, so make sure you have that copied down. So pause it if you need to. Then we're going to fold it and we're going to put it back on page 93, and then we're going to turn the page. So go ahead and do that. All right, let's go ahead and number these pages. 94, 95. We're going to start with page 95 and we're going to title it Operations Review. Once you've done that, you are going to need a piece of purple construction paper, your scissors, and your glue. So go ahead and get that. All right, so our purple piece of paper, we're going to fold diagonally so that you have a triangle here and a rectangle up here. But what you're going to do is you're going to cut that rectangle part off so that all you are left with is your triangle. Now, once you have that, I want you to fold it again. So now you have a smaller triangle. So when you open it up, you have an X going through the middle of your page. So go ahead and pause and do that now. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take each corner and you're going to fold it to where the end goes to this middle vertex part. So I'm folding them all in. So now I have a square with 4 flaps. So go ahead and pause and do that now. Now we're going to label each flap with our operations. So I have addition at the top and subtraction at the bottom because they're opposite or inverse. Then I have multiplication and division opposite of each other also. So go ahead and let's copy that down. All right, so we're going to start with the addition flap. And when we're doing addition, we are combining 2 or more numbers to find the total or the sum. So we have those key words, combining, total, sum. And then my example is up above, 112 plus 394 plus 67 equals 573. So that's the addition flap. So pause and let's write that one down. All right, so now we're going to go to the opposite flap. We're going to go to subtraction. And subtraction is to take away one number from another. It's the difference. So my example is 647 minus 382 equals 265. So now we have our addition and our subtraction. So make sure you have that written down. And we're going to go to multiplication next. All right, so for my multiplication flap, multiplication is repeated addition. So it's just adding the same number over and over again. And our keyword is product. So my example is 743 times 56 equals 41,608. So make sure you have that one, and then we'll go to the opposite of multiplication, which is division. All right, division. Division is making equal groups from a total, so you're sharing fairly. And one of the key words or the answer is the quotient. My example is 662. If I divide them into equal groups of 4, each group will have 165, and there will be 2 remaining or 2 left over. All right, make sure you have all of those written down. Then you're going to need your glue stick and notebook. All right, what you're going to do is you are going to glue this down in the middle of page 95 so that you have the different operations for when we are practicing equations. So go ahead and glue that down now. All right, once you have that glued down, let's go to page 94 and title it Solving Equations for Addition and Subtraction. So to solve an equation means to find its solution or answer. So go ahead and write that down, and then I'm going to give you some to solve. All right, so let's go back to the example we did a second ago with m plus 8 equals 12. Remember, we said what plus 8 equals 12. Or we said we could do the opposite of 12 minus 8 equals that what or that n. So what did we say n equaled? 4. Good. I want you to copy these 4 down, and then you're going to solve them on your own and come check with me. Once you've checked with me, I'm going to give you the worksheet you're going to work on to turn in. That's solving equations for addition and subtraction.